So I was not planning on getting on here today. I am all dressed down for tonight, but I have a few things that I want to get off my chest in regards to the whole debate with Trump and Harris and my thoughts on Springfield, Ohio, and what happened in Colorado. So, yeah. So, first and foremost, I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I am just someone who thinks for myself and make decisions based off of what I research and what I see that is going on. And it's so mind-boggling to me when I see people who just don't know about what's going on in regards to the whole illegal migrants coming here and committing certain crimes and eating, like street cats and ducks. Like, it's so interesting to me that we make fun of, well, not me, but people make fun of being cautious of going to Chinese restaurants because they think that these Chinese restaurants are cooking cats and saying that it's chicken, but it's really cats, right? So people are cautious about that. People are saying, or I've heard people say that there are people in that live around certain places of the world that eat cats and dogs and whatever they could find. So people are aware of that. So it's so mind-boggling to me how when there are allegations, people in Springfield, Ohio saying that some of their pets are getting stolen and the ducks in their parks are being like snatched up by these immigrants and they're eating them, all of a sudden people are just like they don't believe that that can happen. Like people eating ducks and eating cats, like, oh. And it's like, but we know this already. Around the world, people do eat cats and dogs and whatever they could find. And it, and not saying that they're like super poor or anything, but that's just their culture. So it's not that mind-boggling to me to hear stories about that. They're gonna come over here with their mindset. Whatever they grew up on, wherever they're from, they're going to most likely bring that over here. They do not have a American mindset. So it's just like, I don't know. Like when I see so much of this on my Facebook, particularly some of my family members who are falling for it, the whole the democratic mindset, they fall for so much of the bull crap. And I'm like, yeah, the same ones that joke about the Chinese restaurants and they cook cats and stuff. But all of a sudden, yeah, I don't believe that what is happening in Springfield, Ohio could actually be accurate. I just don't know. And what I mean by they're falling for like the democratic mindset, it's not about being a Democrat or Republican. It's just about being well rounded and fully aware of everything that's going on and thinking for yourself of what's right and what's best for you. They're not even doing that. Like, I have some people in my family that are just like, they don't even want to bother to even look at the bigger picture. They're just going off of everything they're seeing on like TikTok and shorts and reels and going off of that because they don't want to admit that Trump could be possibly right on certain things. And I'm just like they would let their however they feel about the white man or whatever just blind them, and they'll rather vote for somebody that will cause chaos to the US than voting for what's right based off of their biasness towards a white man like Trump, if I'm making sense. But yeah, like I see some people, some of my family members on my Facebook posting certain things, and I actually like comment on one of them because he's just constantly posting, um, talking a bunch of shit about Trump and being for Kamala Harris, which is fine, whatever, but he is just so unaware of everything that's going on. And he has yet to respond back to my comments, but he comments back to people who agree with him. So I'm just like, but yeah, it's just they're just very one-sided instead of looking at the bigger picture. And with the whole debate thing, because I watched the debate and I felt like Kamala, she was speaking as if she is speaking for like the TikTok videos and the reels and the shorts, because that's all her moments look like. It could be TikTok videos, reels, and shorts. And I feel like that was done on purpose because they know that a lot of people are going to go based off of what they see on TikTok and shorts and reels. So she was talking like that. And with Trump, um even though like he had like his moments where it wasn't as like, I don't know, I guess he was like, I'm not saying that he was fumbling or whatever, but there was moments where it felt like he was holding back. And obviously we do not work for these certain government positions, so we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So I don't know why he was holding back on certain things, but whatever. But I do see what's going on with the inflation and these illegal migrants that are doing all these things here, which brings me to the Colorado situation, with the people, and I think Aurora, Colorado, their apartments were taken over by immigrants. And where I live in Staten Island, New York, um, I'm gonna just tell a quick little story because I feel like if he does not get back into office and if Kamala's in office, it's going to get worse because they kept the border open and all these people had came in, some good, some bad, but we're seeing a lot of cases where people are getting kidnapped, killed, unalived, unalived, and you're hearing all these stories, the fentanyl and whatnot. It's getting pretty bad. So I feel like at some point we're going to have to really like fend for ourselves. And it was interesting because people were talking about how the Hells Angels are going to go to Colorado and fix the whole situation. And I'm like, first of all, why y'all putting all of this on YouTube? Like, I never heard of gangs like putting all their business online because that's very loud and open. They're very secret about how they move. So I don't know why people are on here talking about gang stuff. Like, y'all don't even talk in code. Y'all just blunt, just speak out on it. It's just like, okay. Um, I don't think people should be relying on gangs for help. I feel like 5 steps down the road is not. I mean, it has its pros and cons, especially people back in the day that were relying on the mob to like help them out. And I know about this because I grew up in Staten Island, and this place is full of the mob, like the Gambinos and whatnot. Um, so I know the pros and cons to that, like relying on the mob for help when the big boss is not really coming through and helping out. But at some point we're gonna have to fend for ourselves instead of looking for gangs for help. And I'm not from Colorado, so I don't want to say that Colorado is soft. Maybe I don't want to say that because some people are saying that. But that would have never happened here in Staten Island. Like when they were starting to bring in the illegal immigrants out here, people were on it. Like there were grannies on the front line, like grandmas. They were really stepping in front of these buses that were trying to bring in these illegal immigrants. People out here fought to like kick them all out, and they managed to do so. We only have like 2 shelters that house these illegal immigrants, and these illegal immigrants are scared out here. Like they're scared of the residents in Staten Island. And not saying this is right, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to fend for yourself. The people out here, they be flashing flashlights at the shelters, and there's been accounts where people had spit on these immigrants, according to like this article that I'm gonna post somewhere over here. Um, they make it very uncomfortable for the illegal immigrants to live out here, and it's not right. It's not right to be doing these things, but it's like at the end of the day, you gotta have to fend for yourself because when they were coming out here, this place was getting very, very sketchy, very sketchy. And I remember a illegal immigrant came up to me. It was a tall African dude, and he was asking for food, like not even money, but he was just asking for food and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't got no, I don't got no food for you. Like there was stuff like that going on. There was homeless dudes. I think they were illegals. They were like sleeping like right outside my window, and like on the lawn and stuff. And there was a lot of that going on. And there was accounts of this girl. She almost got like snatched up by two illegal immigrants, but she got away. Um, there was more stuff going on. I don't want to make this video too long, but there was more stuff going on. But ever since all the residents came together and was just like, fuck out of here, this place has been more peaceful. The last thing I know about, they was going to put these illegal immigrants in this church out here somewhere, like back in like May or June, and the whole block just gathered around and protest against that. And I don't think those illegal immigrants are there. Now, this is not about a race thing. It's not about race, but it is about like fending for yourself, because these people that are coming here, they're not all good people. Some of them came from prisons and they're bringing in the fentanyl, and it's a lot going on. So I feel like when it comes to places like Colorado, Springfield, Ohio, and any other place out here, y'all gonna have to do the same thing that my Staten Island residents did out here. If it gets that worse, because if she gets into office, it's not gonna get any better. So I got one more thing to say before I get up out of here. When it comes to Black folks falling for the whole Kamala being Black, when are we gonna learn that not all skin folks is kin folks? Like a lot of us heard that saying growing up, and it's like, okay, when it comes to being Black, claiming Black, and I'm not gonna get into how I feel about the term Black, but since it's such a broad word, anybody with a brown color skin can claim Black if they want to in the United States. And I've seen the Black American community be infiltrated so many times by so-called Blacks that are not even from the US. And I've been around people who claim, all of a sudden they claim Black, even though they wasn't before. I hear them talk so much shit about Black Americans. And the only reason why they be claiming Black is because they can reap the benefits of being considered Black out here. And yes, there are some benefits of being called Black. Even though a lot of people think that there are benefits of being white, there are benefits of being Black. And I see them infiltrate the Black community all the time. And it's so funny to me because Black Americans do flip-flop of who they consider Black and who they don't. I remember at one point, for a mixed person like myself, it was like we had to say that we was Black unless we wasn't proud that we have Black mixture. And I'm proud of everything that I am. But then at some points I was told that I wasn't even Black enough. I remember I was in a local beauty pageant. It was a Black beauty pageant, and I decided to do it because I wanted to get out of my shell more, because I'm like very shy and stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool to be in a pageant because you gotta be on stage and whatnot, and that would be a way to break up out of my shell. And my cousin, who is dark skinned, I remember how excited she was about that. So she was going around telling everybody that I'm in a beauty pageant, blah, 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 blah. And I remember this one guy looked at me and was just like, how are you in this black beauty pageant? You're not even black. So I'm like, okay. So I definitely had experienced that. So the black community definitely flip flops on who is black and who isn't. And when it comes to Kamala Harris, who isn't she from like Canada or something? I don't even know. But for y'all to fall for her calling herself black versus someone like myself who has ancestors that been out here way before this place became the USA, like I don't even know. Like y'all gotta stop falling for that. Like it. And I feel like the moment she gets back into office, well, not get back into, the moment she gets into office, she's definitely going to start claiming the Indian heritage more. And I don't want to hear nothing when she starts doing that because y'all was falling for it. So y'all might as well just, I don't want to hear nothing. All I'm going to say is if you are speaking on politics and posting about the debate and all these memes and all that stuff, at least be aware of everything that is going on before, making a final decision. Be a well-rounded thinker before posting. And I don't pay no mind to people online because I'm just like, but I'm not gonna lie, like online, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, it is a big part of people's lives, especially nowadays in 2024. So people do make their decisions based off of everything they see online. So me, I'm just like, if you're gonna speak anything on politics, at least be well-rounded before just posting anything, because it's like when you ask these people why you vote in this way, they just have no idea. And you don't want to be that type of person. Like, if you're gonna vote a certain way, you should know why. Like, why you're voting this way, and just have your thoughts ready instead of just, I don't know, just going off of trends and stuff. It don't even make any sense to me. But that's all I gotta say for this video, and yeah.